Window open, gentle air, morning homes everywhere.
I went to a bookstore on Tuesday. Actually, I went to 3 bookstores on Tuesday, hoping that one of them would have Call of the Wild, and I couldn't find it. So today I went to St. Albert, which is a lot closer to where I live. I really hope they have a copy of this book. I finished it a while ago and I've been wanting to add it to my bookshelf, so fingers crossed.
Still I wouldn't trade this. Breathe in the soul, let it stay. It's a good kind of day. A good day humming quietly in the back.
I went to Bailey's Books to look for Call of the Wild. It's a really cute little secondhand bookstore in a very unassuming place, but once you open up and walk inside, it's exactly what a secondhand bookshop should look like. The smell of books kind of just hits you, and you don't get that kind of shopping experience at a Chapters or a big box store where everything is kind of all laid out for you. I feel like in secondhand bookstores, you have to actively search. Every time you scan a shelf, you're not really quite sure what you're gonna get. And I love that about book hunting. It's also not something you can replicate by clicking put in cart on Amazon. It's a completely different experience and I'm obsessed with it. I don't think I'll ever get tired of going to a bookstore to look for books. Now I get to show you my copy. Like, look at this. This is not something that you can find at Chapters. And it's in great condition. I think what some people don't realize is that some of these secondhand shops, they take a lot of pride in their inventory. Books take up a lot of room. So it's really important to make sure that whatever inventory they have in stock it's something special. And this was the last one on the shelf. That's another thing. When you go to Chapters and you pull a book from a shelf, there's 5 more right behind it. And when you go to a secondhand bookstore and you pull a book off the shelf, it's usually the last one. You get this feeling where you're like, wow, this is something really special. And that's definitely how I feel about this edition. The engravings, beautiful. Love the gold foil. The style of art, it's not something you're really gonna get in books nowadays. The illustrations were done by Paul Bransom. There's his name right there. He was born in 1885. He passed away in 1979. And his specialty was drawing animals. A lot of his illustrations are actually displayed at the Kuroga Museum. So it's kind of like I have a museum piece on my bookshelf now, which is really cool to think about. He never went to art school. I think he maybe did like a month of art classes at one point. He was never taught how to draw or paint. I think that's just so inspiring, especially right now when I'm trying to pursue something that I wasn't technically taught in a classroom how to do. So I do get that imposter syndrome sometimes, but knowing that he never trained to be an artist and he was able to still get his illustrations in books like this, it's inspiring. And I hope that, for my secret project anyways, I hope that one day someone else will read it and think to themselves, I don't need to be professionally taught. I don't need to be trained to go after what I want. One of the quotes that I read while I was researching him was that the biggest difference between a dog, a domesticated dog, and a wild wolf weren't just, the size of the ears, the length of the snout, or whatever. It was the attitude. To be able to draw an attitude, I think that is the key thing that AI will never be able to do. When I look at this cover now and knowing everything I know about Paul Bransom and reading about Buck's adventure, that's what's going to resonate with me. That's what I'm going to think about, is perseverance, being able to adapt to any kind of environment and doing something that maybe you thought you weren't built to do and doing it anyways. That's probably the first thing I'm going to think about when I look at this book on my shelf from now on.